fire away with questions when you got them.
Josh, what did you think of Burns' outing? Really efficient and trying to get through innings and, of course, a career high in strikeouts.
Right, just special stuff. I mean, he's obviously one of the most talented pitchers in the country. He's got the accolades to back that up, but he's a guy that's a tremendous worker, always getting after it, trying to get better. And if you guys saw a picture of him when he was, came in as a freshman and to what he looks like now, I mean, Q has done a great job with him. But he's going to pitch for a long time, but it was really cool to see the fastball command tick up and also the slider go to another level too, because it's a true wipeout pitch.
Going off that, your thoughts on Seth Alberson's outing?
Yeah, it's just cool to see him back. I mean, there's been a lot of work that's gone into that for him, kind of behind the scenes, and kind of a freak deal last year that happened right over there in that cage. So, again, I think anytime we get him out here, we're pretty excited, because what people forget is that guy threw on Friday night in the SEC, which you cannot put a value on that experience. So, but it's kind of a different profile. I remember we faced him in Missouri. It was kind of like, a little rise run on the heater, but the slider was always good. But now Coach A's got him really sinking that thing where it's hard for guys to get the ball in the air. So he's going to be a real weapon for us.
What's his transition been like from, that Friday night starter to now coming out of the bullpen?
I think he's just been selfless. I mean, he's pitching different roles at other spots, and he was, a two-way guy, just a real athletic kid and famous, recruit in high school. So I think he's athletic and capable of pitching in any role. And, I think he's just excited to be back out there after watching for, an entire year last year, because he was, getting healthy again.
What behind the decision to give Dreiling the outfield start tonight?
Yeah, I think just, again, he's a guy that we expect to be in the middle of the order down the line and be able to play center field. And eventually, hey, you got to give him a chance to see how they do, right? So I know Coach V is, obviously we've talked about, earlier this week is, hey, we need to get guys out there and have different lineups and do that. So I think you'll continue to see kind of guys shuffling all over the place out there until someone wins a job.
Kind of a tough night with runners in scoring position, runners on. Was that more of a credit to Dayton's pitching, or maybe just pressing more at the plate?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. I mean, honestly, like we talked about it with the hitters out there, it's some different looks. They're doing a good job of mixing and matching and going matchups. But we were late in advantage count a couple times and chasing breaking balls down out of the zone, and guys just in between too much with and making it a little tougher than it needed to be. So hopefully we learn from it and get better. But still got a lot of confidence in this group.
What have you seen from Austin Jaslov this weekend? The bat just starting to heat up.
Yeah, I mean, he smoked that ball at third base. That guy made a tremendous play to beat Zane to the bag, but he just plays great defense. Again, that play he made in the ninth, that's a tough play that he makes look routine. So anytime he's out there, we feel confident what he can do on the defensive side. And then, with the bat, I think it'll get better the more ABs he gets under his belt.
Griffin got you guys started tonight. That's 5 games in for him now. What kind of impact does he have in this lineup?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a little bit last night. He's just a great kid, and it's power. He knows how to navigate in that bat. He'll take his walks, but situational hitting, I think, will be a strength for him. And late in the game, I don't think the moment will really ever get too big for him, because he's had so many at-bats so far. But, definitely excited to have him back in the middle of that lineup.
Christian Moore, big a few times tonight. What have you seen from Christian this year?
Yeah, he's just a great competitor. I mean, that's what he's going to do. I mean, when the moment is big, I mean, we want Christian out there for sure. So, again, he's still working through some things. Wasn't an everyday guy for us and had a special year last year, but a tremendously high ceiling, a great athlete, and a great kid. And he'll be a big part of this group for this year and next.
I know you said last night, just talking baseball, but there are some distractions right now. How has the team kind of responded in the dugout between games and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, I think it's a fair question. I mean, honestly, the guys have been great. I mean, everybody feels good when you can roll out Chase Elander and Chase Burns. So, again, it's kind of been business as usual, kind of put your head down and just stay with our routine. I mean, whether it be kind of how we get to the yard or when we eat breakfast or lunch, or, today was a little tricky with the time change, but, our routines here are our strength. So we just try to stay on the same routines, and I think the guys have really responded well.
Is 12 strikeouts the expectation for Drew Brew tomorrow? Double first yesterday, Brews tonight.
Well, maybe. I know there's some internal competition between those three at all times, but I mean, Beam is just fills it up, strikes all day long. So, when he attacks that strike zone, we play defense. Good things usually happen. So, looking forward to hopefully a little bit better weather and a good Sunday here at Lindsey Nelson.
Talk about the competition between those three. What about the bullpen competition? I mean, the pitching's so good, it's going to be hard to get these guys in.
Yeah, well, that's why they pay Coach V the big bucks and Coach A's here, right? So, but no, it's just cool because we have different weapons. I mean, different looks. I mean, different slots, lefties, righties. There's a lot of things we can do, and the fun part of the beginning of the year is kind of figuring out, hey, who handles what situation the best, and how do they bounce back? That's another thing we're going to have to find out. But with Bernsey and those guys eating up the strike zone pretty good. I mean, it's kind of limited that so far, but we'll get them in there for sure.
Cal Stark seemed to have a little fire under him at bat tonight. Just what have you seen from him in a Tennessee uniform? And Jared said in midweek that he kind of reminded him of Drew Gilbert.
Yeah, no, he's a great competitor. He's a local kid. I think he's he's grown up watching Tennessee games, and he's got some Texas ties too. So spent some time down there at a junior college. But he's a great kid. I think it's kind of a local flavor, right? So he's got family and friends here all the time. I know I always see his dad up here when we're scrimmaging. So again, it's just good to have those at times those local kids that have success and want to compete, and wearing that Tennessee orange means a lot to them.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.